Hello, welcome to the Management Channel. This particular session is very long, so we've broken it up into two parts. So this is Motivational Theories, Employee Motivation, Part 1. So our whole objective here is to learn about the basics of human motivation. And we'll learn about the concept of equity theory and how employees' perceptions of fairness affect their motivation. We're going to learn how the expectancy theory links rewards and performance to influence motivation. And in part 2, we're going to look at how reinforcement theory works and several other aspects of motivation. So, motivation is fulfilling the wants and needs of your employee. And an important part of that is thanking them for the hard work that they do. Motivation is a set of forces that initiates, directs, and makes people persist in their efforts to accomplish a goal. Motivation is also the willingness to achieve organizational objectives or the willingness to go above and beyond the call of duty. There's what's called the Pygmalion effect. It's managers' attitude towards and expectations of and treatment of employees largely determining the employee's motivation and performance. The forces that stimulate human behavior come from within the individuals and from within their environments. Examples of some baggage are aging, their family relationships, their personal relationships, and the work environment in which they work in. Personality is the knowledge, attitudes, and attributes that make up the human persona. Every employee has a tude. A positive mental attitude is when a person who responds favorably to the job, other people, and most situations. But there's also a negative mental attitude, and it's a person who responds negatively to the job, other people, and as an attitude towards any situation. A supervisor has to tailor their approach to each employee's personality through the use of various techniques that emphasizes similarities rather than just differences of people. Motivation is the inner state that causes an individual to behave in a way that ensures the accomplishment of the goal, and there are two basic types of theories. Process theory explains how people are motivated, and content theory emphasizes people's internal characteristics, that is, their wants and needs. The needs-goal theory begins with an individual feeling a need. A need is transformed into behavior of how it sets out to try to fulfill that need. The room expectancy theory is based on the premise that the felt need causes human behavior, based on the individual's motivation strength to attain the need. So, motivation strength equals perceived value of result for performing the action times the perceived probability that the result will materialize. The basics of motivation are motivation times ability times resources. For max performance, all three factors must be high. Motivation is the efforts or the degree to which someone works hard to do the job well. The ability is the degree to which workers possess the knowledge, skills, and talent needed to perform well. And their situational constraints are the factors beyond the control of the individual employee, such as tools, policies, and resources that might have an effect on their job performance. What leads to employee effort? Determining the employee's needs and how one might satisfy that need. Needs are those physical and physiological requirements that must be met to ensure survival and well-being. People are motivated by meeting their unmet needs. There are three classes of motivation theories: content motivation theories, process motivation theories, and reinforcement theories. Content theories are listed right here. They focus on identifying and understanding the employee's needs. I'll leave this with you for a moment so you can read it. Please feel free to pause. Process theories are the process motivation theories focusing on understanding how employees choose behaviors to fulfill their needs. And that includes the equity, the goal setting, and the expectancy theory. And I'll let you read through that for a moment. Reinforcement theories proposes that the consequences of behavior will motivate employees to behave in predetermined ways. This is through positive reinforcement, avoidance reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. And please take a moment to read through these. What is a hierarchy of needs theory? Well, only unmet needs need to be motivated. People's needs are arranged in order of the importance from basic to complex. The satisfaction of the lower level needs precedes satisfaction of the higher level needs. In other words, lower needs are needed more before the higher needs are. There are 5 levels of needs: physiological, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization needs. Maslow proposed a theory of needs. The physiological needs are the basic physical needs like food, rest, shelter, and recreation. Security needs are desire for protection against danger and life's uncertainties. Social needs are the desire for love and affection and some kind of affiliation with something worthwhile. Self-respect needs are the desire for recognition, achievement, status, and a sense of accomplishment. And then the self-fulfillment needs are the desire to use one's ability to their fullest extent. Understanding the needs theory. You try to visualize the needs the employees have and assess those needs to the relative importance of them when motivating them. You want to structure work situations and reward systems to the employees so they're motivated to perform well because of their good performance, and it will lead to the satisfaction of their needs. Employee entitlement. Employees believe that the organization owes them. Porter-Lawler theory was the effort expelled to achieve the goal will depend upon the reward. 2 basic kinds of rewards: extrinsic rewards, which are tangible, visible to others, and given to employees contingent on the performance of certain tasks or behaviors, and it's kind of used to motivate people to perform their basic behaviors. Intrinsic rewards is a natural reward associated with performing a task or activity for its own sake. Alderfer's ERG theory, identified 3 basic categories of human needs and stated that sometimes one will activate a higher level need prior to a lower level need. For instance, the existence need for physical well-being. Relatedness need, a need for satisfying interpersonal relationships. And a growth need for continuous personal growth and development. The acquired needs theory proposes that employees are motivated by their needs for achievement, power, and affiliation. The need for achievement is a desire for responsibility and accomplishment. The need for power is a desire to control the situation, to be able to influence others, to enjoy some competition in which they can win, and to be willing to confront others. Need for affiliation is a tendency to want to be liked, to seek close relationships with others, to enjoy social activities, and the seeking of wanting to belong. Process motivation theories focus on understanding how employees choose that behavior to fulfill their needs. There's the equity theory, the goal-setting theory, and the expectancy theory. The equity theory proposes that employees are motivated when their perceived inputs equal the outputs. People will compare their inputs, their effort, their experience, seniority, status, etc., and their outputs, praise, recognition, pay, benefits, and promotions, their increased status or supervisor's approval, to those of relevant others and conclude that they are under-rewarded, over-rewarded, or equitably rewarded. The equity theory also states that people will be motivated when they perceive that they are being treated fairly and equally. The basic components are inputs, the contributions the employee makes to the organization, the outcomes, the rewards employees receive for their contribution to the organization, and reference, others with whom people compare themselves to determine if they have been treated fairly. Types of inequity: negative or underpayment inequity. Ask for a raise, lower output, absenteeism, inattention. Positive or overpayment inequity: they ignore, they do not admit to overpayment. They seek to justify the overpayment, and they attempt to maintain that overpayment. Implications for supervisors in the equity theory are: it provides another explanation for how perceptions and beliefs about what is fair influence job performance. Acquaints managers with the disasters that occur when rewards are misaligned with performance. Effective supervisors must be vigilant for signs of unfairness and immediately address employees' equity concerns. Assist them in finding proper reference. Correct situations in which some kind of inequity truly does exist. Equity theory is when individuals feel they have been treated unfairly compared to others, they will react with some will change work output to match the rewards they're receiving. They don't feel like they're getting the right amount of pay, the amount of work they produce will be less. Some will try to change compensation received by asking for a raise or taking a legal action. If unsuccessful, some will alter their perception of what's inequality. And unfortunately, some will leave and find work elsewhere. The outcome input ratio, an employee's perception of how the rewards received from an organization compare with the employee's contribution. An under-reward is a form of inequity in which you are getting fewer outcomes relative to the inputs that your referent is getting. Over-reward is a form of inequity which you are getting more outcomes relative to the inputs than your referent is getting. So to motivate with equity theory, start with looking for and correcting major inequalities. Inquire about the needs of employees. Reduce employees' inputs, better method than increasing employee outcomes. Make sure decision-making processes are fair. And distributive justice. It's the perceived degree to which outcomes and rewards are fairly distributed. Procedural justice is the perceived fairness of the procedures used to make reward allocation decisions. Expectancy theory: people will be motivated to the extent to which they believe their efforts will lead to good performance, that good performance will be rewarded, and that they will be offered attractive rewards. The components are valiance, the attractiveness or desirability of a reward or outcome; expectancy, the perceived relationship between effort and performance; and instrumentality, the perceived relationship between performance and rewards. The keys to using expectancy theory successfully are clearly defined objectives and the performance needed to achieve them. Tie the performance to any rewards. Be sure rewards have some value to the employees. If they're not interested, it's not going to apply to them or appeal to them. Make sure employees believe that management will do what it says it will. So to motivate with expectancy theory, systematically gather information to find out what employees want from their jobs. Take specific steps to link rewards to individual performance in a manner that is clear and understandable to each employee. And third, empower your employees to make decisions if management really wants them to believe that their hard work and effort will lead to good performance. That's it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, and so you will learn more about reinforcement theories and other theories as well. Thank you and have a great day.